Good evening, beautiful people. How are you doing on this fine Thursday evening? City, of course, fresh from a 4-1 victory last night against Borussia Dortmund. Life feels good. It does indeed feel good. Hello to Ron St. John, says Steve-O in the chat. Rono, how you doing, my friend, in the live chat there? Don't forget, if you are watching live, get involved. Get your 5 things in. Try and guess, actually, before I go get too far into it, what I'm going to talk about. Do let me know in the chat, of course, if you've got any ideas. As always, this is just my 5 honing down on certain topics video. There is a full breakdown of last night's game immediately after. I do enjoy talking about City at the moment. I don't know, there's something could just as I said last night, City got their joy back, and I think there's a real sort of effervescence and vigour and vim to Manchester City right now. It feels lively. That's the way I can describe it. This isn't like last year or two. City felt a little bit like a corpse, sort of reanimated. It's like it was just sort of slowing down a little bit, and we were just there. We were functional, but we were the treble team, just pumped full of air. Whereas at the moment, it feels different. It feels like there's a lot of joy to this side. It feels like there's new ideas, and I'm just enjoying it. I really am. So it's always a pleasure to talk about this. As always, please subscribe to the channel. Give the video a like if you are new here. Do subscribe, and don't forget, just liking the video really does help support. Like 50 people watching right now, and only a few likes. Go on, get on your phone wherever you're watching, and give the video, hype the video, as Erling Haaland would say. Hype it. That's what they say apparently now. Hype the video. I'm so old. How else do I sound young? I say 6, 7. There you go. That's how you sound young. But I don't know what that means. Apparently, that's what young people say. So there you go. I'm also old and I'm also young because I said 6, 7, and I said hype the video. Hype it. Ding. Where should we start? Let's start. Anyone guess where I'm going to start? I think it's pretty obvious where I'm going to start, if I'm being honest with you. Hype the video is a thing. That's what people say now, apparently. Hype the video. Which means just give it a like. And do you know why it matters to give it a like? Because the algorithm means, the YouTube algorithm goes, people like that video, we'll send it to for people to watch. Anyway, let's start with Phil Foden. Philip Walter Foden, my man, my friend, my footballer. Not my friend, but we know each other. And he's come over and given me a hug and all that before. So, my acquaintance, I would say. He's definitely an acquaintance. My man, Phil. I've been watching him since he was 15 years old. 10 years I've been watching him play for Manchester City Football Club. And yet again, we've seen an evolution of this wonderfully gifted midfielder, one of the most senior players in Manchester City, and only 25 years old. A man that is just blue. Cut him in half. He'd be red, even be honest. But as the metaphor would go, he bleeds blue. I mean, he doesn't, literally. That'd be a bad idea. Don't cut Phil Foden in half, all right? Stop it. What are you doing, man? That's weird behaviour. Just don't do it. Either way, we've got a wonderful talent here. And what I really enjoyed over the past few weeks, I've really enjoyed watching Phil Foden sort of express himself. The very most successful version of Phil Foden as an individual was probably the 23-24 season when he won PFA Player of the Year. Of course, scored a whole bunch of goals, 27 goals for all competitions. And even being honest, he was sort of as a secondary striker. And I was on record as saying during that season, as great as he was, I still think there was actually more to his game that he wasn't showing. And last season, I felt the biggest shame was that he felt that maybe the only way to find his true value is to score loads of goals because he got all the attention. I didn't really like it. I think Phil Foden is so much more talented than that, more than just a guy who scores lots of goals. And of course, lots of goals, he's wonderful. But I've seen him do so many brilliant things in a Manchester City shirt. And what we're seeing right now is what I think should be the final evolution of Phil Foden, where you have a man who can score those goals. 2 beautiful goals last night where he just got his head up and passed it into the far corner. Genuinely world-class finishes, like Messi-level finishes. That's what Messi does. Messi's made a reputation of just scoring in the bottom corner from distance and being really good at it. And obviously he's not Messi, but it's elite finishes. But that's a very 23-24. But what he's mixed with it recently is this all-action number 8 role where he is dictating the tempo. His technical ability is fantastic. He's drifting between the lines so wonderfully. And a lot of the good play goes through Phil Foden. Go and watch the highlights of the game back. And Phil Foden's at the heart of everything that Manchester City do these days. His ability to turn and create space is genuinely second to none. He's remarkable in those tight spaces. Like the way he turns on the half turn where one foot shifts that way. Like it's just a masterclass. The young people should be watching him, how he plays, and copying them. Like, genuinely should, because what he does is fantastic. And his overall evolution as a footballer is fascinating to watch, if he adds the goals to that, that technical ability that he's got, we all know how wonderful his technique is. But he's dictating games now. He's doing the defensive dirty works plural. He's running absolutely loads. He's been aggressive. He's becoming like a leader in this City side again. It's beautiful to see a truly special footballer who's had an awful long time trying to find his best position. I think this is the final version of David Silva. There you go, I said it. Phil Foden is that David Silva-esque role as an 8. A guy who can get forward, score goals, but also does the dirty work. A cracking footballer. I love him loads. I also love this man, Pep Guardiola. See, I just watched before I did this live when I sat on the loo, as per usual when you watch football highlights. When you've got like 5 minutes, you think, what can I watch? I saw a compilation of City's attacks last night. And obviously I saw it at the time. But when you put it all back to back, it was 5 minutes of City just attacking with so much zest. City are a citrusy, a lively team right now. It's just so fruity and so spicy at the same time. How would you describe it? Tangy, that's the word I'd use. But City their attack is just electric right now. It's just so fun to watch. There's a lot more risks taken, admittedly, compared to City over the past few years. But the one thing that really struck me is that City are really good at running with the ball. Savino's been under an awful lot of criticism this season so far. I actually thought Savino had a good game last night. I'm not saying he was great, but when you watch the highlights back, the amount of time he got the ball and he carries it 40 yards up the pitch and starts an attack. And I know his final ball needs to be better, absolutely. But he relieves so much pressure for City with that incredible direct running and showing constantly. And likewise, Doku's doing the same on the other side. And likewise, you've got Erling Haaland running at people. And likewise, you've got Nunes and O'Reilly bombing forward to support the attack. And likewise, you've got Phil Foden running at people. And Cherki doing the same. And Doku and so on. It's just really, really, really fluid. Like, the way that City are getting at people these days is so aggressive. It's so direct. But also, we saw that lovely one-touch football where we created great chances around the box with quick passing and movement. The dynamism that City are playing right now is unrecognisable to the sort of, at times, stale and turgid football of last season. This is a vibrant young City side full of players blessed with flair, blessed with wit and creativity, who just want to go out there and enjoy themselves. And I really, really, I like it, man. I like it. I think we've become one of the best ball carrying sides in world football. From a side that didn't know how to dribble, we've got loads of people now who can run past people, and it doesn't all come off. And some of it's a little bit loose and a bit maybe too chaotic at times. But like Phil Foden, if they can marry that side with the other side of the game, which I'm sure City will eventually over time, and there is a untapped potential and remarkable potential for this Manchester City side. Like, Pep is loving the football. I watched him, you watch his reactions to goals, and he is absolutely enjoying himself right now. And I think it's because the attack is just, as a football purist, you can't not enjoy it. Because even though it's a bit chaotic, it's fun. It really is. The third thing I want to talk about is your man, Erling Haaland. It's sort of gone under the radar because people take him for granted because he scored loads of goals. And no one's really looking at Haaland's total game. Haaland is so complete right now. Like, he doesn't lose the ball. His touch has got way better. He's turning and running in people. His passing's always been good, but it's so tight now. He's defending really well. He's leading the press. He's wearing that captain's armband with pride and responsibility. He's scoring goals at an absurd rate. Haaland is right now the perfect number 9. At 25 years old, I think he's going to get better and better. Like, everyone presumed that because Haaland was a little bit loose but scored loads of goals, that he would stay loose with his touch. Why? Like, Haaland is cut from the same cloth as the greats. The greats are relentless in their pursuit of freedom. Relentless in their pursuit of perfection is what I was trying to say. And I did see that Hassan in the chat said, did you see when he bullied his way through their defence? I did, absolutely. Seeing Haaland get the ball and drive at the heart of Dortmund's defence to then free Nico O'Reilly for a very, very good chance we maybe should have scored from was music to my ears. It was honey to my eyes. I know what's pretty to your eyes. It was a beautiful summer's day to my eyes. It was just wonderful, is what I'm trying to say. It was nourishing to my soul. He's a fantastic footballer, but he's playing with a motivation now, a consistency, a remarkable belief that that is coursing through the veins of everyone around him. I'll turn the volume up, by the way, so watch your ears. I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit because apparently I'm a little bit too quiet. Apologies. I'm going to knock it up now, so be ready for this. I don't want it to go too loud in your ears. There you go, a little bit louder. Is that better? There we go. Hopefully it won't deafen you. Yeah, he's matured. He's absolutely matured. I don't think it's a coincidence that it does align with fatherhood. I know people go, "You're so you talk about," but there is it changes you, man. You have a responsibility. Your view of the world does change, and I think Haaland, he said it himself, like being a dad has made him switch off from football and then therefore focus on football more when he's there. And I think I think right now this man is a leader. And I love it. The fourth thing I want to talk about is the undeniable X factor of Rayan Cherki. Just 10 minutes, man, and he created a chance and scored a goal. I know there's other things to talk about, but I just can't help but talk about this guy. Special footballer of immense quality who's averaging a goal or assist every 45 minutes for Manchester City. It's wonderful. Like this guy going back to the dynamism of City's attack and how great we are at dribbling and all this kind of stuff. He's bringing a real big dollop a dose of magic to this Manchester City side. He's just wonderfully gifted and wonderfully fun to watch. Guardiola clearly rates him massively. That back heel, absolutely brilliant. His directness, his pace to run at people as well. People would have told you and convinced you that he was actually really slow, lazy, and didn't know how to run past people. But he's aggressive, man, and he's a really smart dribbler. And of course, there was a tiny bit of luck with the deflection for the goal, but very much of the belief that you make your own luck in life, and those who put themselves forward, they get the opportunities. And I like that comparison. A bit of Kinkladze too, the way he runs, absolutely. A bit of Ali Benarbia as well. He's a maverick, he absolutely is. It's a great point for Ivan Ivory in the chat there. And I think he's going to be an absolute superstar. I would play him against Liverpool personally. I would do. I think at Liverpool, at home, go for it and score more goals than them. That would be my approach if I was Guardiola. But I'm an idiot, so don't listen to me. Let's see what Pep does. I do think we'll score one more than you, given where Liverpool are right now, is actually a very smart approach to this game. And Cherki is a man who's going to continue to do beautiful things. Someone's asked in the chat, do I regret not getting Wirtz? Absolutely not. For what it's worth, I think Wirtz would be better at City than he would be at Liverpool. I think Pep would use him better. And I think obviously Wirtz will come good at some point. But I don't know. We'll see. Nerlin, absolutely, mate. Look. Nerlin's asking, do you think the beard brings the best out of us? Cuter. Look at that. My beard's a cracking beard, man. I'm twice as attractive. To be fair, without a beard, I look like a little baby. I really do. I look like a little boy. So Cherki's beard, it's okay. He'll master it as he gets older. He's only young himself. He's a baby, It's weird. It sounds patronising that he's a fully grown man, but he's a baby, really. I could be his dad. I'm like 18 years older than him. Look at that. I'm 18 years older than that man. Would you believe it? That's a new thing. Should it be a new segment? Stephen copies the expressions of goal scorers. I got massive nostrils. That's what stands out to me there. Finally, I want to talk about Mr. Donnarumma. I did put Cherki's X Factor is undeniable. Then ... ellipsis. Donnarumma has it too. He absolutely has it, the X Factor. I know he didn't have loads to do, but there's a real sort of assuredness. And even though he can make the odd flap across... There's a real assuredness that Donnarumma brings to you. Like, obviously, he had that mad moment where he did 2 slide tackles, but there's a couple of saves that were really smart as well. And I definitely feel way more comfortable in games of this magnitude when big GG Donnarumma is in goal. You can't deny that man is absolutely locked in, and the way that he approaches the game with such intensity absolutely rubs off on the team. It really does. He's hard not to get behind. I mean, obviously, his personality is infectious anyway, but he is absolutely huge. So when you're a winner and you're massive and you're huge and you have that charisma, it's as Fenway Cheapsy said in the chat, they said, I absolutely cannot prove it, but it looks like opponents feel like they have to try harder to get one past Donnarumma than it did Edison. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the one thing I did not consider at all, the aura factor. He's out here farming that aura, and absolutely it makes a difference. I think when you've got you know, if you look at the two totem poles of the team at the front and the back, it's Donnarumma and Haaland, both absolute giants. When you got giants, not even in terms of physically, but of football, or you know, you got giants of the footballing world, then giants of the human world because they're massive. It makes a difference. The X factor is everything, and Haaland's got X factor, Donnarumma's got X factor, Cherki's got X factor. You know, it's good to have these superstars in the team, because I do think superstars, they do drag you to victories that you wouldn't usually get. And yeah, Donnarumma, like, I feel safe with him there. I think this is going to be the odd moment, and I do think life as a build-up with 10 men really, because he's sort of a passenger there compared to 11 is harder, hence why we don't keep the ball as much. But I can't deny that he has. I think we can see more goals if Ederson had been in goal in these games. I absolutely, hand on heart, believe that, because I think Donnarumma is cut from a very different cloth to the one Ederson is. Ederson, a legend, absolutely, but Donnarumma is your purest goalkeeper. He's a man with presence, physicality, and he knows how to use it, and it's great fun to watch. So not the longest video, this one today. I just thought I'd get through the 5 points with reasonable pace. I'll go back as a quick summary. Phil Foden has evolved yet again. This man has aligned that wonderful goal-scoring ability with a maturity and a bigger picture of the game as he evolves into this perfect goal-scoring, attacking, brilliant dribbling number 8. City's attack right now is electric. There are many ways to get at you. We can pass the ball around. We can be direct. We can run through you with dribbles. We can go long to Erling Haaland. We can pass it slowly, build up the tempo, or just run the foot right through you, and it's really fun to watch. Haaland is much more complete than anyone gives him credit for these days. He is finding new ways to improve his game. His touch is better, he's dribbling better, he's leading the team better. Only 25 years old. I think the captain's armband was an absolute masterstroke. Cherki's X factor is undeniable. Look, the magic he's got, his contributions consistently against anyone he plays against for Manchester City is just special. And of course, finally, that man Donnarumma, he's got it. He's got it, the aura farmer. And then 5 things I took from this game. I will be live tomorrow for something. I don't know what, but I will be doing something as per usual. For now, I hope you have a truly wonderful rest of your evening. You're beautiful, and stay beautiful. Thanks for watching. Give the video a like. Subscribe, my tired friends. I'm a tired guy today. I'm going to watch The Traitors. Bye-bye.